Hello and welcome. Today I'll be sailing in the tier 10 Japanese cruiser, the Zao. Actually I like the name Senjo more, but you know, Wargaming decided that they like the name Zao more, so I guess we'll be stuck with that. It's on the map Hotspot with the cross spawns, and we decided to attack our northern enemies, although judging by where the southern enemies are going, they're coming all towards us, so we just have to weather the attacks. The interesting thing about the Zao is that it is incredibly accurate. The guns have very low dispersion, so it's excellent at killing destroyers. Well, if you're a good shot. If you're a bad shot, then I guess it could be worse.
Bullseye.
Also, the HE shells deal a lot of damage. I have done more than 10,000 damage in one volley against battleships with HE. So I mean, it really does feel like a mini battleship of its own. It's also pretty well armored, although I guess now with the recent changes it's a lot easier to get citadeled. I actually don't know why I shot at the Iowa instead of the Baltimore here, because I changed to AP and will want to hit the Baltimore instead. Also, I think the destroyer died to the fire. I'll take it. I mean, free first blood. Thank you for the flag. I'll try to get into the smoke so the ships stop shooting at me, because they won't be able to see me, and it seems they don't have any more destroyers on this side. I'm actually a bit underwhelmed by the amount of damage Citadel hits do, but I guess I'm only firing 2 guns, so I mean, maybe it's fine. All of those bound stuff, all of them.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
Also, the Senjo has torpedoes, which only have 8 kilometers range, but they are 76 knots, I think. Which means they are the fastest torpedoes in the game, and they also do pretty good damage. I would really like to hit that battleship with torpedoes. Also, I'm in the smoke, which means nobody's shooting at me. This is great. On the not so bright side, I don't see enemies myself, so my team has to spot them for me, which can, well, lead to bad times. I switched back to HE because shooting at angle targets with AP on a cruiser is pretty bad because their penetration is pretty low, even against other cruisers, not to mention battleships, which will deal like no damage at all. But since the smoke is going to disappear soon, I guess I have to start moving because, well, I'd like to not be shot at by all of these Iowas. And that enemy Iowa ate 5 torpedoes, which is very unlucky for him. That's going to, yeah, leave quite a mark. Actually, I don't think he's going to survive for that long. Since I'm turning and the guns on Japanese cruisers don't turn that fast, it will take quite a while. But eventually I am able to turn around and I'll be shooting at him. Also, the Zao has a high chance to cause fires with shells. It might even be the highest fire chance of any cruiser in the game. And battleships really don't like being shot at by fire, because fire deals a percentage of HP as damage, and battleships have a lot of HP.
Enemy battleship foundered.
Thank you for dying, Mr. Iowa. I don't really like being the tip of the spear in a cruiser, because even with all of this armor, you still have half the HP of battleships, and your armor isn't as strong as other battleships, so I'm pulling back and having the allied battleship lead the charge instead. Although actually we're all just running away. I mean, there's only 2 of us left anyway. And it seems my team has been doing well. We kept the base the enemy left behind, and we even have control of the middle more or less. I'm heading directly towards the enemy Yamato, but since I'm a cruiser, I'm pretty hard to hit because the profile is really narrow, and the Yamato has quite a bit of dispersion, at least at this range. I decide to do a suicide rush onto the Yamato, something you would usually see destroyers do, where they rush at a battleship and then at the last moment turn their broadside towards them and fire torpedoes. Zao can also do that, which is what I'm going to try to do. Because if I fire torpedoes from far away, Yamato could just turn and, well, then I'm stuck in a slugfest against the Yamato that I would most likely lose, especially because I am at half HP, he's firing HE and he's at full HP. But it seems that my team is winning the game. We have all the caps and the enemy only has one cap. So maybe it won't even come to a real fight with the Yamato. Although I'd like it to come to a real fight. Because at this range, I think he would die, or well, close to that. Because soon I will fire my torpedoes at him, and right now he won't be able to dodge them anymore. His only chance would be to kill me before I can fire them. But since he seems to be firing HE, that's just not going to happen. But seeing at where the caps are at, I think we'll win before I can even do anything to him. Sadly. That would have been like a good 80k damage and quite a bit of EXP. Interesting that I get the Dreadnought award in a cruiser, no less. But yeah, a nice game. It was quick. And if you add up all of the damage, it comes down to 154,000 damage, which is pretty good. So, a nice short Zao game. Anyways, leave any feedback in the comments, and if you liked what you saw, then subscribe. Thanks for watching.